Hey guys, just want to show you this Remington 700 AAC-SD Tactical. I originally picked this up because at the time I was working for Grayboe and needed a straight factory Remington to be able to drop into any of the Grayboe stocks for any of the photos and some of the other content that we were doing. So I ended up picking this thing up. It was about $600, and I really wanted just a shorter gun that I can just go out and shoot and not be the $3,000 custom rifle. And I wanted to show you guys that really for under $1,000 you can get a really good shooter that is going to perform well out to 1,000, like consistently. So anyway, let's just go over the features real fast. Comes with just the standard Remington 700 action and the X Mark Pro trigger, which I ended up, it came at from the factory about 3.5 pounds. I ended up adjusting that down to about 2 pounds. Really easy to adjust. It has a 22-inch threaded barrel chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor, and then it comes with this Hogue overmold stock. So I'm going to end up changing this out. I want to see how it performs just out of the box, like what it's going to be as is from Remington. But with stocks, it's all about feel and how your cheek weld is and just like the feel and the ergonomics of it. So I'm going to put on the Grayboe Renegade stock, and it just fits me better, and I feel better on that. But let's go ahead, we're going to go out and shoot this as is, see how it performs, and then see what kind of difference we get with just upgrading the stock alone. And then coming up here, I have a 30 MOA loophole base that I picked up for probably $30 over at the local sporting goods store. And then the US Optics is the MR10. It's a 1 to 10 power scope. It's a really, really good medium range scope. You're not going to be reaching out for that really long shot and getting tight groups at distance with a 10 power, but it's a rugged scope that's consistent, dials really well. So I really like it for this configuration. And then yeah, it might just be a working project, maybe a multiple video series with different modifications, whatever else. But at the end of the day, I really want to keep this complete build under $1,000 and get it performing really well out to 1,000 yards consistently. And it should be a lot of fun. So I'll see you guys at the range, and we'll get going on this. All right, it's just confirmed 0. And what we're going to do is just shoot. We're going to shoot 5 with this Hornady, just American gunner, 6.5 Creedmoor. It's the 140 grain bullets, and then we're going to follow that up with the 140 grain Hornady match. And we're just going to send those, see how this thing does, give it its best shot with the just as factory configuration. We're running the Dead Air Armament Sandman TI and then the US Optics MR10 scope on this. So we're going to send it in factory configuration, swap it out to the Grayboe stock, and then see if that stock alone makes much of a difference. So let's do this. Alright, put this up with the Hornady match and see how this thing does. Alright, now let's go ahead and switch this out for the Grayboe stock, convert this BDL into a DBM, and then see if we get better groups just switching out the stock alone. Alright, so we're going to put the Grayboe DBM in there, and I have a 55 inch-pound torque limiter from Fix It Sticks. So as I get close, I'm just gonna tap it, get the recoil lug, seated to the rear, and then hit that torque limiter at 55 inch-pounds. And now we have a detachable box mag in this. Alright, now we're all settled in with this Grayboe stock. We're going to start out. The first group's going to be the American Gunner, just like we did with the Hogue overmold stock. Got them into this box mag, and I'm going to send it, see how she does. Alright, so far that's looking pretty good. Now let's go and switch over to the Hornady match and see how this one does. Alright, let's go down and check this out. Yeah, this first group with that standard Hornady American Gunner was really good. I'm really impressed with that. And then we had the Hornady match, still probably sub-minute. It's pretty decent. And then we come back to that Hornady standard with the Grayboe. And that's just great shooting for straight out of the box. A $600 rifle, I mean, that's not sub-minute group. So we'll take it back. We'll go ahead and measure these things up and see exactly what we're getting with this. But so far, I'm feeling pretty good about it. All right, so we're back from the range, and you guys saw the first 4 shots, but I managed to be able to take this out for 3 or 4 other range sessions, and I shot a total of 15 groups with the testing, all with this factory ammunition. With any rifle, they're going to have a preference. What they're going to perform better on certain ammunitions than others. So I ended up getting the American Gunner from Hornady match, some Prime match, and Desert Tech, just to give a little bit of variety and just to see how it performed with other stuff and see if it liked one over the other. So I shot 15 groups, and how it breaks down is my average was 0.75 inches, so 0.75 MOA, and the largest was 0.97. So I didn't have one group out of 15 that was over a minute of angle. When I first got this, I was expecting, if I can get a couple in there at a minute, minute and a half for a straight factory shooting factory ammunition, I'd probably have a really good starting point. But to have all 15 shot groups be under a minute angle, that's saying something, especially using all this different type of ammunition. My average group, being 0.75, the largest group 0.97, and my smallest was 0.47. I had several groups that were right at a half minute. So I had this 0.47 and then a 0.56. And if you take away 2 of my flyers, that very first group that you guys saw, if you take away that first shot was kind of cold bore, cold shooter shot, that comes in at 0.35 inches. And I had one shot with one group with the Prime. I pulled one of them, and I knew I pulled it before I even had to look. And I had 4 shots in 0.24 inches. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I think it was definitely money well spent, and being that it is a Remington 700 pattern rifle, I have the ability to put on, like I said, this Grayboe stock and bottom metal. All kinds of different triggers or chassis or anything else on the market are going to support this platform. So the money saved on picking this up can go into more ammunition or training or whatever else is, and more range time with a gun that's performing this well is going to be way better served than just spending a ton of money on a high-end custom rifle. So if you're just getting into precision rifles, and want to get into competition or just whatever, like personally, I'd spend money on something like this. It shoots really well, and that extra money to more range time is going to go a long way. So thanks for tuning in. If you want to go ahead in the comments and maybe add what you would do to this thing further. Being right it's at about $1,000 right now, I don't really want to go over that, but maybe there's a couple tricks out there that you guys know that that can tighten up these shot groups and make it shoot even better than what it is already, and maybe we'll consider that for another video. So in the meantime, thanks for joining, and hopefully one day we'll see you at the range.